it, we bring it here in a table we want it to link to, and we say consider this to be your field. It is coming from the student table, but because there is a relationship between you two guys, we are bringing in the registration number. Now, when it comes this side, in the students table, it is the primary key. When it comes in the programs table, remember it doesn't belong to the programs table. It is belonging to the student table. Because it is in a foreign land, the registration number is in a foreign land when it is in the programs table. That is why we call it the foreign key. Okay. In the students table, it was a primary key. In the students table, it was called a primary key. When it is reflected in another table, it doesn't mean that it is belonging there. No. It is in a foreign land. It doesn't belong there. But because we have bought it because we need a relationship between this table and this one. That is why we call it the foreign key. Okay? So when they say what is a foreign key, we can say a foreign key is that primary key of another table. Okay? In another table. Simple as that. A primary key of another table in another table. Or you can just say it is that key that brings about the relationship between tables. Okay? You can just say it is that field that brings the relationship between two or more tables. Okay? Now, we have these faculties. Faculties table is linked to the student table. Faculties table is linked to the student table. How do you think, how are you going to reflect this relationship? How shall we reflect that relationship? Who can guess? How are you going to bring about that relationship? How are you going to bring the relationship between students and the faculty? Yes, Abenaitwe.
Okay, just trying.
It's fine.
Now that we have like attributes in the faculty table. When we have let's say we have the faculty name, it's the primary key here. So we can bring the faculty to the student table to show that this student is under a certain faculty by bringing the primary key here to the student table and we make it a foreign key.
Wow, that's good. Mohammed, I think you had the same answer.
So from I was saying, every student belongs to one faculty, and not a faculty, a student. So we're supposed to have the primary key of a student within the faculty table.
That's good. That's good. That's good. What we do, we can do it reverse. We can, in the faculties, we can say each faculty will have a faculty ID. Faculty, but when they share the same name, okay, that can happen. But an ID for a faculty can never be the same. So we can say an ID is the primary key in this field. It there. Okay, here it was the primary ID. When it comes this side, it is the foreign key. Or we can get our registration number in the student table and we reflect it in the faculties table. Okay, and we reflect it in the faculties table and we say this side it was the primary key Now this side it is the foreign key. There is no offense in using a registration number in this table and even this one and even this one. It's absolutely okay. Okay, it's absolutely okay. So what in summing up this, yes. I was joking. Okay, so when we are bringing the relationship, we have to know that in enforcing relationship between these tables, we use what we call a foreign key. We use what we call a foreign key to bring the relationship between or among tables. Now, in winding up, I want to share this. This was what we have done, and I'm sure it has brought out what I really wanted you guys to know. Let me come back to this. What do you see now?
Relational database.
Thank you. So a database says, we say a relational database is a database that consists of related data sets. That foreign key we were moving this side and this side, it is what we call the related data sets, or the related data, or the related information. Why is it related? Because in the student table there is that registration number, based on our example. Then when you move to the programs table, you're also having the registration number. That is the related data set we are saying. Okay, we shall be understanding that much and much and much. However, in winding up, let's see this diagram that was used by these colleagues of ours who are in third year now when they were doing the exams. I just got it from their past paper. This is a model. Okay, this is their model. We call them, by the way, we call them model. If you remember when I said that among the job, the career path, we have data modelists or data models or whatever, or modulars. They design the things. What we were doing, showing you that illustration of student, it is a hard task that is paid highly for, because it is really, really for you are just seeing things that is there, you bring in this and this, but you need to understand the things deeply to ensure that this data is not cutting across other tables. Now let us study this one and we see. It is a movies database. Somebody was interested in coming up with maybe a movie library, probably. Okay. Maybe it was a movie library. And what they wanted to have a database to store their movies. Actor, we shall have details about an actor. We shall have details about the movie. A director, we shall have movie director, and so many other tables. Okay, and so many other tables. Now, what they did, just to show you an example, we have the actors table. Okay, the actors table. This key you are seeing here, it shows that this is the primary key of that table. This is the primary key of that table. But then why should I suffer? Somebody should explain this diagram and explain this relationship just in about maybe 2 tables. Please try. How's your time?
Yeah, actually, as it is indicated in the tables, for example, this way at the actor side, we have the primary key, which is the actor ID, which shows that wherever I see the key, the primary key, that means that that ID or that number or that name is specifically for that table or for that actor, and you will never find it in some other table else.
Good.
Therefore, the primary key here in the actor section will only show the actor ID, which differentiates all actors all